Hey guys, Sihil here. Today, I'm gonna go through two artifact decks that have remained strong despite the nerf. And the first one would be the Monsters Control deck, which runs the leader Woodland Spirit. It also runs many artifacts, which include Sihil, Tainted Ale, Thunderbolt, Shield, and Spear. And the reason that this deck is strong is because it also runs many other removers such as Predatory Dive, which destroys each player's lowest unit. So let's say you go second and the player plays a unit first, you can use this card to basically trade for any unit. And it also runs immunity units such as the Werewolves, meaning that the opponent is unable to react to these monsters once you drop them onto the field. So the game plan would be to throw down your artifacts first so that they are able to gain value in the long term, and after that you would want to play your monsters towards the end of the round so that you can use removal such as Scorch and Epidemic. This would usually you want to line all of the monsters up before you use these two removals so that you can remove multiple units at once. After which you will throw down your immunity units such as Werewolves and close the game out. This deck works also because of the leader, which boosts a unit by 8, meaning that you will have a really strong round 3 in which when you drop a unit you can immediately go ahead by 8 points. And other cards such as Scoia'tael, usually decks would play multiple units, so you want to wait maybe up to 5 turns before you drop this down to ensure that your deploy ability gains huge value. Okay, so let's jump into a game to see how this deck works. Okay, so the first game is against Ethne, and ideally in round 1 you will want to have your witches in hand, but I think we will want to take out Archball for something else to make our hand a little bit stronger, because we don't have witches to drop down in case we need like a huge boost of points. So this deck pretty much plays itself, in which you play your artifacts first like Spear, and you would want to gain huge value with your removal such as Epidemic and Scorch. So if he did play like a single unit, then you will want to use dive to remove it. In this case, you want to ping the card and then throw your other artifacts. So artifacts, usually you want to get them out as soon as possible to gain like value in a long round. So I think the opponent knows that I'm playing control, that's why he's just dropping down units with little or no value. And over here I think I might want to drop down the Folktail and then boost it up. Alternatively, I could have put down Tainted Ale. But then I won't have anything to boost with the shield. Okay, so he boosts us to 8, which is smart, so that I cannot immediately kill all of it. And he continues to like disrupt the epidemic value. Which is smart, which is smart. This is obviously an opponent who knows like what's up, like how this deck operates. Okay. So I think I'll be aiming to kill all the like 2 units with my Epidemic. Okay, so I think after this round he's likely to go out. Not too sure. But I think our game plan doesn't change here. I'll just keep pinging all the units to 2. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna line all of them up to 2 and then use the Epidemic. And finally, I'm going to get him to 1 point below. Okay, so the question is, do I use Scorch here? Or I can use the dive. Cause I can't kill off his Siri, right? Or do I Scorch? I think I might want to Scorch this and push him out of the round. Yeah, I think a 12 damage Scorch isn't that bad. But that means that I only have Epidemic as my last like mass removal. Okay, yeah. That basically pushes him out of the round. So usually in control matchups you will want to win round 1, as control usually gets its value in longer rounds. And if you give up round 1, usually a smart player would start to bleed you out in round 2, so that you can't play your artifacts for like a long round value kind of thing. Okay, so he's down 1 card, which is good. So the game plan would be to save the witches for last and the majority of the time we would be removing his units. Okay. So this is not an ideal hand. As we do not have like Sihil or spears and stuff to do like 1 damage pings. During mulligan phase, usually you will want to mulligan like Archballs and Wolf Packs, as they have the lowest provisions in the deck, so they do not provide much value. Okay. Meaning that my Epidemic is unlikely to do like much, as you're unable to like line the. Oh, okay, so he saved. Maybe he just drew artifact remover, or if he saved it, that's quite a heads up play. So I think over here, I don't want to kill the like 1 power unit, as I want Scoia'tael to do the job. Okay, so he draws this out. The question is, do I drop Scoia'tael now? I don't, right? I want to hold on to this for as much value as possible. And I still have my witches in hand. It's just that the dives might not be like ideal value. Okay, why did he shuffle that into his deck? Oh. Okay, so if he plays another elf, you will draw that out again. Okay. Okay. Actually, have not seen that happen before, but that's pretty cool. Okay. Do I want to use the dive now to trade? I have to, right? Yeah, I think I do. I think this card kinds of counters dive, as it spawns 2/2 units, so you can't really like destroy one of the unit because it's only worth like 2 points. Okay. I think I play this here. This is a 8-point value card. Okay. This is not good at all. So his last card is Shiru. You fight well. Okay. So it's likely to kill both units with Shiru now, which anyone would do. Okay, so his last card was nothing. I think we have this in the back. So I play die first. And this is where Woodland Spirit like ability comes into play. Just gives it like a huge tempo swing of 8 points. And I drop the Witches, and there you have it. That's why you want to keep the Witches in hand as long as possible, as they provide you the greatest point swing in the deck. Okay, thanks for watching. Hey there, Sihil here. Now for the second artifact deck, which is still viable after the artifact's nerf. And no surprise, it will be Tainted or Ethne. And basically this deck works because Ethne's leader skill is able to ping like units so that you can line them up perfectly for cards such as Shiru and the usual removal like Scorch and Epidemic. So let's go over some of the cards and see how this deck functions. So you have Shiru, which destroys all other units with the same powers as him. So usually you will want to boost him up with the use of Thunderbolt, or you can use Call of the Forest, which basically shuffles any elves on your board back into your deck, and then you pull out Shiru, which boosts him by 3, so giving you a total of 5 power. And there's the 3 witches that you usually play, and then there's Petri's Filter, which gives an ally 3 as well as allowing it to have zeal. Zeal meaning that any unit with orders will be able to use its ability like immediately. So this card is there in the deck just to combo it with Hattori, which allows you to play a bronze artifact from your graveyard. So let's say in round 1 you play your spear, and then you win the round, and in round 3 you throw down Petri's, and the next turn you can play Hattori to draw out the spear again. And the other cards are usually just the standard elf cards which do point damage, such as archers and bowmen and officer. Another interesting card would be the pyrotechnician. Usually you will want to drop this down later in the round once you have utilized like Petri's Filter, so that you can do an additional 2 points of damage. And you want to use it for like after you finish using your Thunderbolts and your Petri's Filter as mentioned. And even spears even spears. So let's go into a game to see how this deck works. Okay, so game will be it'll be a mirror match. So usually you will just want to save your mulligans for the later rounds. Similarly, you would want to drop like all your this might be control versus control. Okay. We'll see how it goes though. if it's control against control, your artifacts won't have much value in the like early turns. Okay, so I think he's running the exact same deck. So I threw out the Thunderbolt to bait out like his removal. I would rather have the spear in play. Unless he has another Sappers or like the DAO. Okay, so I think he know what's up, because he just threw down his wolf pack with no value. And I think the game plan doesn't change. Still drop down the artifacts in the early rounds. He might be playing some sort of elf control deck. Okay, so he's boosting this unit. Let's see what he plays next. So he just burns a random card. I'm not sure how to feel about that. I threw down the Petri's filter as I want him to like play more units out. Okay, and he plays the Blue Mountain Elite. So I want to line like all of them to the same power and then use my Epidemic. So I think I'll ping this down to 4. And not boost it up. I want to hold on to my witches for as long as possible. Is it the right time to Epidemic? Yeah, I think so. I do think it's the right time for it. Okay, so we are at a point in which we have 4 cards, meaning any more that we play, we won't go up to 7 cards, which is usually what you want to go into round 2 and pass. Okay, so he dropped down his witches. So he was basically waiting for me before he dropped down his witches. Question is, do I want to Scorch over here? I can play Pyrotechnician or answer with my own witches as well. Okay. I think I'll answer with my own witches. And I'll just boost one of them. Just to stay ahead in points. Oh, just kidding. Auto boosted. I basically can't use Scorch anymore. Oh, wait, what? He played Sihil so late? Okay. That is very surprising. Okay, so basically he used all the charges, and I think I'm going to play Pyrotechnician for this. And I want to get out of the round. Okay. Yep, there you have it. Okay, good game.